Chapter 4. Effective classroom management and supervision. Question 1 is master educators will provide an environment filled with motivation, energy, enthusiasm, and excitement because of their attitude of A, classroom decor, B, decorum, C, caring, D, priority. The answer is C, caring. Number 2, to establish credibility and authority and to generate a high degree of cooperation in a teaching situation, the master educator must A, project a professional image, B, be well groomed, C, control the environment, D, have good posture. The answer is A, project a professional image. 3, classroom conflicts and misunderstandings may be avoided if the master educator A, is firm and demanding, B, conducts class like a drill sergeant and is unwavering within the class environment, C, sets well-defined guidelines and expectations for leaner behavior, D, starts day with a new set of guidelines to follow. C is the answer, sets well-defined guidelines and expectations for, it says leaner behavior, but it sounds like it should have been like learner behavior. Number 4, allowing students to develop the guidelines for professionalism within the classroom may A, cause chaos, B, cause students to commit themselves to a standard they have developed, C, result in conflicting standards, D, cause more harm than good. The answer is B, cause students to commit themselves to the standards they have developed. Number 5, behavior guidelines should be set forth in a specific document and should include A, consequences for noncompliance, B, rules and standards, C, performance objectives, D, both A and B. Number 6, the appropriate time to discuss guidelines for behavior is A, at the first visit to the institution, B, after an infraction of a rule, C, in a new student orientation process, D, all the above. The answer is C, in a new student orientation process. Number 7, the learners to learn. Number 7, for the learner to learn, the master educator must facilitate the learning process through A, the maintenance of high behavior standards, B, consistency in enforcing rules and applying consequences, C, modeling appropriate conduct, D, all the above. 8, desired behaviors will be achieved more readily if the master educator reacts A, positively, B, negatively, C, quickly, D, sarcastically. A is the answer, positively. Number 9, all misconduct cannot be eliminated, but master educators will model and teach students to A, develop self-control, B, develop hostility, C, use ridicule, D, use sarcasm. The answer is A, develop self-control. 10, using the least amount of force necessary to control behavior is termed A, minimum consequences, B, low impact intervention, C, low profile intervention, D, low proximity response. The answer is C, low profile intervention. 11, behaving the same way on a repeat occasion when the circumstances are the same or similar is termed A, uniformity, B, consistency, C, regularity, D, harmony. The answer is B, consistency. 12, the state or quality of acting the same or with the same standard among different parties or learners is called A, consistency, B, uniformity, C, compatibility, D, harmony. The answer is B, uniformity. 13, survey indicates that inconsistent application of policies and procedures among learners. A, is of no concern. B, causes conflicting messages. C, is of significant concern. D, both B and C. The answer is D, both B and C. B, causing conflicting messages. C is of significant concern. 14, the method of dealing with misconduct that is very direct and assertive is termed A, close proximity intervention, B, low profile intervention, C, high profile intervention, D, assertive discipline. The answer is B. No, hold on. Oh my goodness. Let me read 14 because I'm not sure where we at. 14, the method of dealing with misconduct is a very direct and assertive term. A, close proximity intervention. B, low profile intervention. C, high profile intervention. D, assertive discipline. The answer is C, high profile intervention. 15, when selecting a method of controlling misconduct, the master educator should A, stick to one method. B, become familiar with a variety of methods and choose accordingly. C, use low profile intervention. D, use high profile intervention. The answer is B, become familiar with a variety of methods and choose accordingly. 16, being dignified in behavior, speech, and dress is called A, professionalism, B, decorum, C, dignity, D, grooming. The answer is B, decorum. 17, misbehaving is better managed if the educator maintains decorum and A, proper vocabulary, B, continuity and inconsistency, C, a high degree of professionalism, D, eye contact. The answer is C, a high degree of professionalism. 18, ignoring a student's behavior may be acceptable strategy if the misconduct is A, insignificant, B, hostile, C, chronic, D, disruptive. A, insignificant. 19, during a presentation or group discussion, the educator might insert a name of a learner in an instructional statement. This strategy is known as A, naming names, B, name dropping, C, reclaiming the disruptive student, D, stopping the chatterbox. The answer is B, name dropping. 20, physically moving toward the learner is a powerful meaning of controlling a misbehavior. Determinative strategy is A, proximity stroll, B, stand by me, C, close proximity, D, parallel parking. The answer is C, close proximity. 21, when using verbal distance, it is very important not to attack the character of the learner, but A, speak angrily, B, convey hostility, C, become sarcastic, D, address the situation. The answer is D, address the situation. 22, when selecting remedies for misconduct, the educator considers A, school policies, B, the nature of the misconduct, C, the personal style of the educator, D, all of the above. The answer is D, all of the above. 23, reprimands are one of the most common remedy techniques. They should occur as soon as after the misbehavior as possible. If a resolution for the problem is expected, there must be A, rules and consequences, B, punishments with suspension, C, clarification and caring, D, contracts for better behavior. The answer is C, clarification and caring. 24, document stating the arrangement made between the educators and the learners regarding a greater commitment towards agreed upon behavior is called A, agreement or contract, B, statement of purpose, C, will of intent, D, promissory note. The answer is A, agreement or contract. 25, when planning for a misbehavior conference, the educator should consider A, specific areas of documented misconduct, B, concrete goals for improvement, C, consequences for failure to remedy misconduct, D, all of the above. The answer is D, all of the above. 26, counseling services and advice to learners on areas of employment, licensing, professional assistance, and reciprocity are required by many state regulation agencies and accrediting bodies. This service is termed A, academic advisement, B, public relations, C, professional development, D, professional service. The answer is A, academic advisement. 27, through dynamic advertisement, a student may review progress. No, through academic advisement, a student may review progress through a program of study and establish A, loyalty, decorum, and positive affirmations, B, approval, recognition, and appreciation, C, recognition and appreciation, D, approval and appreciation. The answer is B, approval, recognition, and appreciation. We've just completed chapter 4. Like, isn't that that hard? You're doing a great job. See you in chapter 5. I am your dynamic instructor.